Welcome to She Is Her by Savannah. I'm your host, Savannah. She Is Her was created to build focus on women and womanhood, girlhood, everything like that. For tips, advice, whatever you need, you can find it here. Today's topic is going to be the confidence boost that every girl needs in her life. So, I used to literally hate myself. Like, I used to be so insecure. I would not hang out with my friends. I would not go to school purely just because of how I looked. And I feel like no girl, no woman should feel that way. And so, from experience, this is something that I wish that I had growing up and going into the real world. I used to have the biggest gap in my teeth, alright? It would prevent me from going to school, it would prevent me from posting online, posting on social media, hanging out with friends, anything you could think of. I would literally not even smile in a picture because of how bad I just felt about myself, and that's something I would never want for literally anybody to have to go through because being insecure really is just a mindset. Everything you do is a mindset, and you just have to have a good one. And that could be very tricky, especially in this world where women are so judged. There is not one thing that a woman is not judged based off of, and I feel like it's really unfair. It's just really unfair to have to go through that and carry all that emotional, stress. And there's one question that recently I've been asking myself and future me is what would you do if your child came to you and was like, "Mom, I don't feel confident. I need something, like, I need to change myself." Are you gonna sit there and tell your daughter or your son to change their self? Or are you gonna tell them, like, you need to be confident, you need to get a better mindset because you are truly everything? That's how you need to think of yourself. You need to think of yourself as you are everything. And really, the way I look at, like, the body image aspect of everything, it's your body is pretty much just skin. Well, that's what it is. It's literally just skin, and the only part that you need to actually have is your brain. Like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because I'm trying to say it in a way it does make sense to everybody else and not just me. What I'm saying is you just need to be smart. As long as you got that knowledge and you have that mental capacity, you're fine. Don't listen to anybody, especially girls. Like, girl on girl hate is becoming so big and I can't understand why. Um in this world, I feel like we're supposed to support each other, and you will never see me bring a girl down, like, ever, because that's weird. That's so weird for me and to me for girl on girl hate. Like, you could expect it from a man. You really shouldn't because, like, men need to grow up a little bit, but girl on girl hate is weird, especially because we all experience the same stuff in this world and on social media and in person and with each other. We all will sit here and just feel so bad about ourselves, and we really shouldn't. We have no reason to. Like, who cares if that girl or that guy said that you were ugly? You need to look at yourself, look in the mirror, and tell yourself, I am not ugly. You could sit on social media. I know myself. I sit there, I scroll through all of the messages or all of social media. I would just sit there in my bed just being like, "Oh my god, like, this girl's so pretty. Why can't I look like her?" Like, and I feel like as a girl you also want to sit there and change everything about yourself, and you shouldn't want that. Do you know how many times I've sat here and was like, "I want to be a blonde so bad. I want to be blonde, I want to be skinny, I want to be this, that." But the thing is there's already that blonde skinny girl and you're never going to look like her, you're never going to be her. So embrace yourself. There's one of you and tons of other people that you could want to look like, but there's one of you, and I bet 9 times out of 10 somebody's sitting there in their bed looking at you and being like, I want to look like this person. My biggest piece of advice is to remember who you are. Remember the good things about you. You are smart, you are caring. Remember everything that you do love about yourself before you go and think about the negative things, because it is a world difference. It really is such a difference when you sit there and you realize, like, I'm such a caring person, and it's really never about looks, all right? You just have to have the best personality a person could have. As long as you have personality and that knowledge that you need in the world, you are doing amazing. You are doing so great, and I'm so proud of you. And if somebody didn't tell you that recently, I am proud of you because being a girl again, it is such a struggle. It is such a struggle. You have to worry about so much stuff, and I'm not saying that like men don't, but 9 times out of 10, a girl is worrying about a lot more, especially when it comes to their appearance or their selves. Like guys could get up out of bed and do whatever they please and they're going to look like they did yesterday. To where a girl has to sit there, shower to make herself feel pretty. She has to put on that makeup, put on that skincare, do that lotion, and it's hard. It's hard to maintain an image in a world where you're just gonna get torn down anyways. Every girl wants to change herself. You just have to set those realistic goals and those realistic milestones. Like I've heard so many girls come to me and say, I need to do this by this week. You're not gonna go from a 0 to a 10. You're not gonna go from a 10 to a 0 overnight. I feel like a lot of people forget that it really takes time to change yourself because it's not about just changing your appearance. If you're going to change yourself, go all the way. Change those bad habits that you have. Change those thoughts that you may or may not have. Like you have to change everything at that point, not just your appearance. A lot of it comes from your appearance. If you constantly are thinking negatively about yourself, you're going to have negative thoughts and opinions towards everything in the world. Also, like if you want to post on social media, I myself started posting on social media. I post on YouTube, I post on TikTok. I'm starting this podcast. It's it takes a lot of confidence to do that. And I've heard it from so many different girls that they've tried it, they're scared, they don't want the hate, they don't want to embarrass themselves. And you cannot embarrass yourself. Being you is not embarrassing. And I that so many people get that mixed up. That confidence is just not all your looks. It is so many other things. If you want to walk in a grocery store in your pajamas and you just feel like you don't have the confidence to do that, do it. Remember that people have their own lives. People have their own lives. People are not going to look at you in a grocery store and be like, oh my god, that girl's wearing her pajamas. They're thinking about what is going on in their life. Like people really, it feels like everybody is staring at you when you're in a grocery store. It really does. I know with my pregnancy, I feel like everybody's staring at me when I like just am wearing a tight shirt or wearing a maternity shirt that shows the bump. I feel like everybody's just staring at me. And in the end, it's like this girl could be worrying about, her son or daughter's grades. This woman could have just gotten cheated on. This guy, his wife could be in the hospital. You never know somebody what's going on in somebody's life, and you never know somebody's life story. With that being said, they're worried about their own life. They're not going to be worried about the girl who's wearing her pajamas or who's pregnant. And I'm not saying that I'm embarrassed of the bump, all right? It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's all eyes on me all the time. And if you do end up feeling like that, embrace that. Embrace that people have their eyes on you. Because that is a confidence boost right there. You could get the confidence boost from anything. Like doing your makeup, that's such a good confidence boost. I love doing my makeup. Now, is it because I feel like I need it? No, it's more of like a fun thing for me to do. All I'm saying is confidence could leave your body at any point. Confidence could come into you at any point. Confidence is such just, it's the key to life. It's the key to thriving in a world where negativity is just so popular. Like I was saying, girl and girl hate is becoming just so popular. And it's so weird. Like, I really can't believe that. I've seen so many girls hating on a girl just because she's pretty. We live in a world where girls hate on other girls because they're pretty or they have good looks. To me, listen, like I said, I've also hated a few girls for being pretty. I'm gonna admit that because I'm just a girl. We are all just girls here. So, like, Just live life. Really, that's like my biggest advice as well, is just live your life. Focus on the good parts of your life. Like, there's so much to go out in the world and see, and you're sitting in your room in your mirror looking at yourself like, oh my god, I'm so ugly. Go to the beach, go get some food with some friends, go do something that will take your mind off of that negative energy, because that is something we all need to focus on in 2026 and 2027, is we need to live. Living is the key to life, okay? Not just surviving, not just being there, not just not seeing yourself as a person, but see yourself as a person who is worth living. There's Do you know how many people are in this world? Like, do you really know there's a billion? There's more than a billion, but like what I'm saying is like there's billions of people in this world. And if you think for 1 minute that one person is just staring at you out of billions of people, you better embrace that. You better embrace that, because they could be looking at anybody else. They could be looking at anybody else, and it may be embarrassing. You may feel embarrassed when that one person is just like looking at you, or there's tons of people looking at you. If you need to go and get on a stage, go for it. Go get on a stage in front of a billion people. You need to have confidence to live. Do y'all think singers like have like no confidence? And yet they get up on stage, they produce music to people, they get hated on all the time. So who cares about a little bit of hate once in a while? I feel like that should be also a confidence boost in 2026, is getting hated on. Some people love getting hated on. I don't know. I love it because it's funny to me. Like the amount of hate I've gotten the past few years, honestly, like it all comes from other teenage girls. Which, if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. People just don't realize, I guess, that like hate does nothing. And if you come and hate on me, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna try to make you more mad than ever. So, you calling me ugly, somebody once told me that in an argument about something that had nothing to do with appearance, she was like, she called my friend fat. And then she went and she said that I had a big nose. Also, she mentioned the gap in my teeth. And I was like, yes, there's still one there, but it's not nearly as close as it used to be. And you know, the minute you get into a fight with somebody and they mention your appearance, they are losing. They are losing that argument. So don't worry about it. And my best friend after that, she's like, "Do like what she's saying really true? Was what she's saying really true?" And I was like, "No." She was losing and she needed something to make you feel bad about yourself, so she kept doing it to try to get you to think that way. Once you have that confidence installed in your brain, it's unbreakable. You are unbreakable. All I'm saying is be grateful you are who you are, because you could really mess up. Like, you could mess up so bad by saying you want to be somebody else. And saying it over looks is just, you want your life but other people's looks. Does that make sense to you? Like, no. No. Be grateful you are who you are and embrace who you are. You can always make yourself better, but by not having that confidence, you're not gonna you're not gonna make yourself better without it. And again, those realistic goals for yourself, those talks in the mirror, those energy, the good vibes and the energy you need to have, install it in your brain. And remember the question. Do you remember what the question was? The question was, what would you do if your daughter or son came to you saying they wanted to change everything about themselves because they didn't have an ounce of confidence? You wouldn't tell them, I need to change myself. I want to be this person. Like, no, you would want them to want to be them and just set better goals. Tell them, you would tell them, you would tell them that they are the most amazing person ever, and that's what you need to tell yourself. Is life is not looks. Life is so much more. Life is living, life is surviving, life is building the courage to be who you want to be. You need that courage. Okay, confidence and courage, without them, your life will just be harder. It will be. And I hate to say that. But again, like, we create monsters out of ourselves when we hate ourselves. Especially as a girl. If we hate ourselves, we're going to hate on everything else in our life. We are going to be the most miserable person. And that's something I'm going to talk about in future episodes is like anger. Anger is a mindset. Once you get that through your head, it's hard to be a mad person. And trust me, like, I get mad. I get mad quite frequently. But you can control it a little bit better. You can control everything when you have a specific mindset that you know will work for you. And that's something that, as a girl, that is so strong and magical because you don't have to live life any way other than what you want. I'm getting off topic here. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get off topic. I'm just saying, when you feel good about yourself, chances are your life is going to be 10 times better. Because you're not miserably sitting in your bedroom judging everything about your life while trying to have somebody else's life. Listen, I'm jealous of the girls that live in like a beachy town, in like a beachy area, or live like old money ways and dress that way because I also want that. But no, I sit at home in my pajamas, in my sweat outfit, and I post content. And I love posting content. Ever since I started posting content, I have loved my life 20 times more. Because I used to sit at home bored. I'm homeschooled. So I used to sit at home bored and scroll through social media, be miserable, have nothing going for myself, have no goals, not a good mindset. I felt like the ugliest person alive in the world ever, but I built something. I built something for myself. I became exactly who I would want myself to be. I started posting on social media. I started to love my life. And that's not to say like I'm confident about my content at all because there's times I sit there, I'm like, ooh, is this gonna do good? Like, are people gonna wanna watch this? Are people gonna like this? Are people gonna comment on this? Did I mess this up? But you leave it posted. So remember that. When you feel down about yourself, you tell yourself that you are amazing. You tell yourself that it is okay to feel that way because it is okay to feel not confident. As long as you know that you are an amazing person and you have an amazing personality, you will do just fine. You'll do fine. If you don't like the way you look in a dress, wear that dress. Wear that dress that day and try to take the best pictures. And every time after that that you feel like you don't want to wear a dress, look at that amazing picture you took and remind yourself that you felt so confident in that picture that you kept it. Or if you don't feel like wearing a dress, but you end up wearing a dress because somebody made you wear a dress. So your mom made you wear that dress that day. You tried it. You didn't feel confident. Dresses aren't for everybody. I will say that. So let's do something else. Say you get your nails done in a square shape. You don't end up liking it. Okay, you tried it. You didn't feel confident in that. Find what makes you confident because you're not going to feel confident in everything. There's days where I'm like, oh my god, I look a mess in this outfit. And then there's literally other days where I'll wear the exact same outfit and be like, oh my god, I look so good in this outfit right now. I need to wear this again. Anyways, that's all for She Is Her today. I hope you guys enjoyed this.